Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, welcome. So what I'm currently doing is a texture release on my client. This is her second time getting the service done. The last time she got it done was like 6 months ago. So with the texture release, it does say it lasts up to 3 months, but some people can get up to 6 months out of it. I know when I did it with my hair, it lasts for about 6 months as well. So if you're someone that's straddling the fence about doing a relaxer or not doing a relaxer, and you don't know what you actually want to do, then stay tuned and watch this video, because a texture release to me is a great compromise between that mindset. So you'll get the actual love and the look of what a relaxer would do without the commitment. So before we get all into the video, roll the intro. Alright, so in this video, I would like to explain what's the difference between a texture release and an actual relaxer. Please excuse my voice, it's kind of hoarse, but let's try to get through this video. So, with the texture release, this is a soft chemical. And why it is a soft chemical? Because it does attach itself to the bonds. By attaching itself to the bonds, is more like a rubber band. It allows the bonds to be stretched out. With the texture release, it stretches it out over time, and while you are washing your hair, every time you wash it, it slowly go back into your curl pattern. So it doesn't break the bonds down, it attaches itself to the bonds, so it's easier to hold the hair in the straight form when you straighten it in the silk press look. Now, with the relaxer, the difference is a relaxer breaks the bonds. So with the relaxer, it breaks your bonds, so your hair will go from the curly state to the relaxed state, which is the straight form, and this is done in a permanent way. So it's no way that your hair will go back until its curly state unless you grow out the relaxers. Those are the two major difference between a texture release and a relaxer. Is how it adjusts your bonds in your hair. All right, so I just got finished cleansing my client's scalp. I shampooed her hair 2 times, and I did that with clarifying shampoo. So this is the difference between a texture release and a relaxer. You cleanse the hair before you put the actual texture release system on the head. With the relaxer, you apply the actual relaxer to the hair before you shampoo it out with the neutralizing shampoo. So the actual theory of how the systems are done are completely different as well, but those are two things that you will have to do differently. So also with the texture release service, the time that it takes to get the service done is completely different. Depending on the length of your hair, this can take between 4 to 6 hours. Once again, depending on the length. If your hair is longer, then of course you will be in the salon longer than what a person with shorter hair would be. With the relaxer, at the most, it would take about 2 hours and 30 minutes for the full service to be done. So you're in and out the salon quicker. Alright, So what you see me spraying on my client hair is the hair dilator. This is the second part of the texture release system. With the hair dilator, it helps relax the curls, it helps enhance the shine of the curls, and also it's more of a slight conditioner to the hair. So with the hair dilator, you must divide the hair in small portions, in small sections. I'm sorry. And you'll apply the dilator from base to ends, and then you'll comb it through with a detangle comb. Now, this is something that is not done when it comes to a relaxer. So once again, these are some of the differences between a relaxer and a texture release. A relaxer doesn't have an actual service or a system, I might say, that requires you to do a hair dilator. So once this is completely applied to my client's full head, then I will put a plastic cap on her head, put her under the heated dryer for 10 minutes. So yeah, so this can actually deposit into the hair. All right, sis. So we off and under the dryer right now, and I'm just having like a conversation with my client, just kikiing. Like that's what I love so much about my clientele is that it is so personal for me because I really enjoy my time with you guys. Like dependent every customer brings something different to the table. Sometimes I have those customers that like to relax, listen to good music, and chill and enjoy just the overall presence of being in a salon, and I love that for you girls. And then of course I have those clients that me and them have deep conversations. We have conversations, a laughing, chilling, and just having a good old time, and I love that as well. Now, I have been asked before, have I always done black hair? And the answer is no. I live in Houston, Texas. I have done all hair textures, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, biracial. I have done every different hair type. Maybe I'll do a story time. Okay, so now that my client is off and under the dryer, I'm about to do the third part of the texture release, which is dividing the hair in four sections. And now I will be adding the lotion to the hair. Now with the lotion, you want to make sure you don't apply it to the scalp. It's very important to apply it about an inch away from the scalp for the safety of your client or anything of that sort. But this is something that is different than a relaxer. Of course, the relaxer doesn't have as many steps as the texture release have, but the lotion itself is something that absorbs into the actual hair. But with the relaxer, of course, you know that you have to wash the actual perm, or what it does look like lotion as well. You know, you have to wash that off the hair with a neutralizing shampoo. With this, you would just make sure you dry the hair 80%. So what I do is I divide it into four sections, and I prepare to use my actual handy dandy blow dryer. I love this blow dryer, and I have had a couple of people ask me where I get this blow dryer. I'll make sure I put it in the description down below. You guys go grab that blow dryer. When I tell you it's a must have, I need to order me one for the home before I put it down there and it's completely out. But when I tell you it's a must have, regardless if you are natural or straight, you see how easy it's just flowing through her hair. I love this dryer. I love this dryer. And I believe I'd had it about going on 2 years. But yeah, it's the best dryer I have ever used, and it's not expensive at all, and it does the job. But what I have to do is make sure her hair is completely dry, up to 80% dry, before I add the lotion to the hair. Once again, this is something different than what you would do with a relaxer. A relaxer, you would just make sure the hair is completely detangled if you are doing a virgin relaxer, and you'll apply the relaxer all through the head. But with the texture release, you got to do a little more steps before you apply the lotion to the hair. So that's what I'm doing, prepared to apply the lotion. Okay, so can we just pause for the cause of the healthy, shiny hair? Let's just take it in. All right, like the hair is giving gloss, shining, very, very nice. So that's what I love about the texture release. It's like how it enhanced the shine so much in the hair, and it's a natural shine. And I noticed when I did the texture release on myself, multiple silk presses that I got done, this shine was still there. And of course, it helps with humidity and sweating and things of that sort. It makes it more difficult for your hair to revert back. So, of course, when you wash your hair in a shower and you shampoo, you will start to see your curl pattern again over time. But initially, when you sweating and things of that sort, the texture release, it really, really works against that. So you don't have to worry about your hair just reverting back. It's definitely something to look into and to get done if you are straddling the fence. I think it's a great compromise for you girls. Okay, so this is part number 4. So what I'm applying is the lotion to the hair. Now the difference between the texture release and the relaxer is that the relaxer, you only have to apply the lotion on the new growth of the hair. So if you're getting a retouch of the relaxer, you will only have to apply the relaxer to the new growth. But with the texture release, when you come back for the service for your second or third or fourth time, you'll get the whole thing done all over again, and it would need to be applied all through the hair from an inch from the base all the way to the ends. And you want to do that on the top and bottom of the hair, because you want to make sure the hair is saturated with the lotion, not oversaturated, but saturated with the lotion. And also, the difference between the texture release and a relaxer is with the texture release, once you have applied the lotion from an inch from the scalp and all the way to the ends and from the top and bottom, you want to comb it through with the rat tail comb like you see me do. You want to take small sessions because you want to get through the hair as quickly and as easily as possible. But you use the rat tail comb and not the back of the comb. You use the actual comb part to work the solution all through the hair, or the lotion all through the hair. And yeah, those are the difference between the texture release and the relaxer. So let's keep going. Okay, so now that the lotion is completely on the hair, I just look it over, make sure everything is fine, and I will be placing a plastic cap on my client hair, putting her back under the dryer. You want to make sure the air on the dryer is hot. So I will be placing her back under the dryer for 35 minutes. This is something that is totally different than when it comes to a relaxer. You do not place your client under the dryer with the lotion, with the relaxer on the head. No, that is a no. But with the texture release, you absolutely do. With the lotion on the hair, you do place your client back under the dryer for 35 minutes. So just a heads up, if you're a stylist watching this and you're thinking about adding it to your service and you do a lot of naturals, I highly suggest that it is a great addition. It is a great service to give your clients options. Also, it is time consuming. That information is for a stylist, and actually a client is very time consuming to get the service done, and it is very like wear and tear on the stylist's body. Just FYI, as a stylist, standing up consistently through this whole service can be a lot as well. All right, you guys, so I did rinse out the lotion out of my client's hair. You want to do that with very, very cold water, and the time frame is 3 minutes max. So you don't want to pass 3 minutes. This is another thing that is different than a relaxer, is that everything is very time sensitive. That's why it's very important to keep the booklet with the information of how to do this system. I keep it near in my desk, so every time my client is getting this service done, I read over it before they come in, and I actually continue to read it as I'm doing the service because I don't want to make any mistakes. And by me having the booklet near and reading it, it keeps me alert and aware of what I'm doing, because it's so many steps to the texture release that is unnormal when it comes to any other service that I do. So it's just keep me on my toes when I'm doing this service. So don't feel bad if you constantly got to read over the instructions. I'm pretty sure any client will be happy for you to make sure you are doing everything accurate and right, then just doing something to their hair to make it look like you are a perfect professional. I don't know, but I prefer for somebody to care in that form. Okay, so right now at this point, I just treat the hair the same way if I'm doing a silk press. So what I'm doing is just using my blow dryer to completely blow dry the hair to prepare it to press it out. And once again, as you can see, her actual curl pattern, is looser than what it was when before I put the texture release in. And that's what it does. It actually changed your curl pattern, so it makes it more looser than what your hair was before you got it done. So for example, if you're 4C, then of course you'll see a difference. And my hair was 4C before I relaxed it, and when I did the texture release, my hair looked more like it was like a 4A or something of that sort. It was more looser, easier to detangle and things of that sort. So that is just something to think about. Like if you want to wear it in its natural form and you're asking yourself like, how does that look? Your curl pattern will be looser than what it normally is, and you can still style it in your natural hairstyles, like your bantu knots, your twist outs, your if you want to do a roller set, a spiral set, anything of that sort, you can still do that. You don't have to do the press out part. That is very optional. But mostly women that get the texture release, they go for the press out part. So that is up to you how you would like to navigate when it comes to that road. Of course, that is different than what it is with a relaxer. With the relaxer, your hair is straight. So therefore, when you are blow drying your hair, you still can do those styles if you want to do like a roller set or a spiral set or a perm rod. You can still do that with natural hair. But of course, if it comes to something like a twist out, depending on how old your relaxer is, I have done a twist out on my relaxer, but it didn't look the same as when my hair was completely natural. So those are different in some type of form. But with the texture release, you can still do your natural hairstyles and it will look like your hair is natural, because your hair is just, it's a soft chemical. It's not strong at all. And her hair looks good. Okay, so with the texture release, you do multiple passes with the flat iron, so you can do up to 7 passes. That is the maximum, and that's for the maximum result. So if you find yourself speaking to your stylist and you want to let them know, like, yes, I would like to do the maximum passes because I want the maximum results, and what that is the lock in shine, the longevity of the texture release, where it can last up to the max, which is 3 months. But of course, with the texture release, I have noticed it has lasted up to 6 months. So that's with the maximum passes, you get more bang for your buck. I know some people, this is very like hard to take in. It's very shocking to see, and it's unsettling with the spirit. I know we all feeling some kind of way, but honestly, your curls do come back if this is done correctly. That's why I say make sure you are reading the pamphlet. Don't be scared to read the pamphlet with your client in the chair. You can always let your client know. Most people are very easy to understand and easy to get along with, as long as you are letting them know what you are doing and you're keeping them in the loop. So let them know, hey, I'm going to be reading the booklet because there's several steps to this, and I want to make sure I am doing it correctly. Okay, so with the relaxer, they are not the same. With the relaxer, you don't want to do so many passes through the hair because, like I said, with the texture release, it actually extend the bonds, it stretch the bonds out to give you a actual straight look, and to actually allow your hair to stay straight longer. With the relaxer, it is a difference. A relaxer breaks the bonds down, so you want to be more gentle to the hair, and you want to be more aware of what you're doing. So you don't want to do a lot of passes through the hair with heat. That's a no-no. Absolutely not. You want to make sure, yes, you straighten the hair because you want that actual straight look, but you do not want to find yourself doing several passes, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 passes through the hair. That is way too many passes when your hair is relaxed. It is a difference between a relaxed hair and a texture release. All right, okay. So that basically sums all that up in a nutshell. So if you were thinking about getting a texture release over a relaxer, or if you are like, nah, I'm gonna still stick to a relaxer because I don't want to deal with my hair being natural at all, then let me know in the comments down below. Did this video convince you to get a texture release? Did this video convince you to get a relaxer? Or did this video convince you to not do either one because you don't want any chemical in your hair at all? I want to know. I want to talk. I want to have a dialogue. So please leave information and comments down below. Of course, if you're looking for anything I use in today's video, then of course I will leave that information down below as well. But as you can see with my client hair, her hair still looks healthy, beautiful, and it is very long. But I asked her what is her secret when it comes to the length, and you know what she said? She values her hair being healthy over length. So she's not afraid to get her ends clipped. She deep condition her hair every 2 weeks. She washed her hair every 2 weeks. And also she's a regular at the salon. So I think those things does a quite number on benefiting your hair when it comes to growth. If you are someone that cares more about your hair being healthy than you care about your hair being long, I promise you, you will see a difference. And the difference will be you falling in love with your hair. Because at the end of the day, whether your hair is long as my client's is today, or your hair is short, if it's damaged and your hair, your ends are horrible, then what's the point? The hair is dead. It's hard to actually style. It doesn't look good. So it wouldn't be a benefit you at all. But thank you guys for watching my video. Please comment down below, hit the like button and share. And remember to drink your water for healthy hair, skin, and nails. And as always, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.